Okay, what we're going to be doing today is you have here my example of one of the builds that I think you can use at any fear level from 0 up to probably 40. Here's the Arcana setup that I use. I use this Arcana setup for everything pretty much, so it's easy to copy. We take the Zeus trinket here, the Cloud Bangle, because we need to get Zeus. He's going to be our only real source of offense on this build. We use Supay because it's the most user-friendly aspect in the game, in my opinion. All you need to do is get used to moving. So there's the 32 fear that I set up, and it's not even an easy 32 fear. Like, I have wards, double fangs, double frenzy, triple rivals. I'm not doing 4 rivals because it's a good way to set yourself up to lose a high fear run. So really, my whole thing that I've come up with for if you're struggling to get wins at any fear, like I said, it's from 0 to 40. What you need to be able to do, I think, is just, in my opinion, there's 4 gods that are good for defense. You're here and picking the Thunder Rush boons because, like, this is Supay, so you can get a heroic rush here and just kind of use it as your early damage source here where you build your god pool. But the gods that you want, I think, to always have, I think, is Aphrodite for sure, and you want to have Hephaestus a lot of the time. And then also for your third one, I think the one you want to have either Demeter or Poseidon. And what you're trying to max your hit points out here. So I mean, if you could get Aphrodite, Hephaestus, Poseidon, you can get like 800 hit points or something probably. But really, if you just get like 2 of the 3 and then have Demeter, like in this build, you'll see I end up with Demeter, Aphrodite, Hephaestus, and I think I get well over 400 HP by the end here. So you see me just, this is really easy early on, even on 32 fear with double frenzy. You don't have to stop moving. I took some hits there, but as I kind of ease into the build here, I stopped taking quite as much damage. That was a lot of damage to take in that room. So I checked the map out here. We got everything we need here coming in. We have a Demeter over in the corner, which we can take later. We have Zeus, double Hephaestus, and HP over there, which we're definitely going to want the HP. So I think the order I do this in is Zeus, then Hephaestus. Maybe I might go Zeus, then like take another Zeus. I can't remember now. We'll see here. I know I go Zeus. We're looking for some sort of blitz applicator. Like the special's a little better, just because you can see it applied more visually, and you know when they're applied without having to look for the actual blitz symbol above the monster's head, or the enemy's head, whatever you want to call it. But the attack's fine. It does just as good, in my opinion. They lowered the special's blitz scaling, so it's pretty much in line with the attack now. And here we go. Yeah, I take the strike. I'm gonna use that as my I was checking for a door there. Use that as my blitz applicator. That's another reason why you always want Aphrodite, especially if you're going for the this particular build where you're using Zeus as your damage. Now, I'll explain along the way here that you can also do the same thing with Hestia, and then you don't necessarily need Aphrodite. But like when you have Zeus, you definitely want to have Romantic Spark. I haven't found that Arc Flash does a good enough job, really. I can't. It seems like it's broken or something. I don't know. So if it was a speedrunner, I'd be happy you got Herc here, but. Like I said, if you have Hestia, you can go like, you can just ignore Zeus obviously. You go Hestia, Demeter for the duo boon where you can just pop your, I think it's called Freezer Burn, yeah. And then you also can just go with Poseidon, because he's really good with her, because you can, the Scalding Vapors is really good. And then from that point on, you can take, there's a number of, I mean, I think you'd probably just want to take a Hephaestus or Aphrodite anyway, just for the hit points and the defensive stuff. Like, Glamour Gain is, if you're not using a high magic point build, is one of the best boons in the game, in my opinion. The weakness that it applies on everybody, along with just making origination super easy. Like right here, I just take the shield. Like the shield, even the 10-point shield, this is a 20, so it's really, I mean, there's not too much of a difference between those two, actually. But it gives you like a free hit basically in every zone. It's not going to come off of your hit point. Just it saves you so much having to heal so much damage, especially on this kind of frenzy. You're going to probably get hit every zone more or less. You just don't want to be having to, your hit points to be going low over and over and over and over again. So you just want to, like, the shield is really good for that. I think I also take, I can't remember what the boon's called now. It used to be called mint condition, where you, but now I think it's security something. But you just get the 75 armor right off the bat in the room. I think I take that too there. But right here, we're just looking for Arctic Ring, just because it's one of the best defensive boons in the game. Like, I almost stop here because Plentiful Forge is actually at 14% is actually super good. Especially when you're going to be doing a high hit point build on Double Frenzy, you're going to be taking a lot of hits. Snow Queen's fine, but you don't really want to stack Snow Queen with the security ability from Hephaestus, because like it'll use your barrier before it'll use the armor, and that armor's temporary, so it's not a really good setup. So yeah, I got the rarity on the ring doesn't matter at all. You're not using it for, it's not really meant to be for damage. It's just there to, I think we just, yeah, we hit the strike here, so that's good. So the goal here is to max your hit points. You want to get the Aphrodite boon that gives you the extra percentage on your magic and your hit points. It's retroactive too, so just like, it's really super good. This thing's spiritual affirmation. And then you want to get the Hephaestus boon that just gives you like up to 25 or 30% of your mana back as magic. If you have both of those, it's like so good. And if you're doing like a triple god one with the Hestia and you have Poseidon, you can also just get a lot of Poseidon boons and get water fitness, and you can just have like more hit points than you actually need. In my opinion, I'm not very good at the game. I take a lot of hits, as you can see. And I think you can beat Typhon with even not being that great at the fight. 250 hit points should be fine. Now, I actually think that you need more hit points for the rivals fight with Hercules. You just really want to sometimes I think 400 hit points is what you want for that fight. But as you see, I rolled the doors here to go to Zeus. So I think we're still just looking for, we have lots of Zeus boons that are good still in this build, obviously. Static shock would be good. Double strike would be good. Like, there's so many things that would be good here. I don't even remember what we take here right off the bat. I know we get double strike later. Hailstorm. Actually, this ends up being super integral to the way this run plays out. 10% double strike's good, but you'd rather get a better rarity on that anyway. So let's go ahead and take the duo boon. I think we just take the hit points here at the end. I was hoping to see Artemis just to get the some kind of crit, but that's not that important in this build. Okay, so we're just leaning heavily on as much Zeus stuff as we can get for our offense. So like that duo boon is really good with our Arctic Ring, as you can see. It's just shredding everything. The one thing that does work better about going with Hestia is if you can get a nice like rare or higher on her heat rush. That's a super good rush boon for her for Supay. Does a ton of damage, but the shock is pretty good here. I don't like the highest. That's my dog. The highest damage you can probably output with Supay on the rush is definitely going into Poseidon, and then going for the Apollo boon, the Apollo duo, so you can get water balloon or whatever. I think that's what it's called. But that does a ton of damage. But like Apollo has a little bit of defensive stuff, but not enough if you're really struggling to get a win at, it's like I said, 0 to 40 fear. I've done a 40 fear run with this build too, but this is 32 right now on this video. But so I think you really want to have like 3 of the 4 gods I said for defense, and then Zeus for offense or Hestia for offense. Also, I'd rather just be able to sprint and just keep sprinting, and not have to worry about getting like extra dashes with a Hermes boon or anything like that. Or like, because when you're using Breaker Rush, you just hit stuff and stop, and you got to redash. It's just a lot more frenetic. Where if you have this boon or Heat Rush, you can just literally sprint past people or through them, and you can stack on people with the Heat Rush. You can just like kind of like do little mini circles on top of them. As you can see, I take it. This is actually one of the harder fights for me because you're not totally teched out on your defense yet. I've died there before. I have this kind of fear. So that fight was way worse before they nerfed his grab range. He used to be able to just pluck you, and it seemed like you were 2 body lengths away from him. But luckily, that's not the case anymore. I think they realized that was really stupid once they fixed it. So yeah, I just go ahead and take the Aphrodite trinket, the mirror here. So we definitely need to get Aphrodite into our pool. We want Glamour Gain just to make us our origination and get procced from either our Blitz or our Arctic Ring going on somebody. You want to have to get the Blitz and the Arctic Ring on one person in order to proc the origination. So with Glamour Gain just being on everybody all the time pretty much, that's close enough to you anyway. You get your origination with either your Arctic Ring or the Blitz, so it makes it super easy just to always have origination up on everybody that you're dealing damage to. I have so many lightning bolts. I definitely want double strike at some point in this run here. I think right here I just take Glamour Gain is when I get first. It's my preferred mana regen unless I'm doing some kind of heavy duty mana spam run with like one of the other torches or with like a staff. You can even do that with like the coat builds now, the Shiva build. You can burn through the 500 mana super fast with that. But yeah. Yep. Good Glamour Gain. The rarity doesn't. I rarefy it just to get a little bit more mana regen, but I never need mana regen with these builds. Like, it's good to have it for boss fights, but you don't need it when you're clearing rooms. Once you get this build, once you have Romantic Spark, you really do have enough offense to win the run. But obviously, it's easier if you pick up a couple more things like I still would need Double Strike. I still would like Static Spark. Sorry. And without if you get those, especially with the Arctic Ring, air quality is really, really good. Now, I would prioritize Wispy Wiles, over just for the dodge, and then you can take the boon that gives you extra speed. That's the 2 boons you really want from Hermes on these runs. If you're just trying to max your defense out, you want to have the nitro boost at the highest rarity that you can get, so you get like 2 or 3 or up to 4 dodges, free dodges on boons while you're sprinting, or on attacks while you're sprinting, and then you also really want the other one that gives you. I think if you have it on Epic, it's like 1% per boon you have for dodge plus movement speed. So that can give you like 20 some extra dodge and movement speed if you have an Epic version of it. So I think I don't remember I think I rolled this. Yeah, there's Romantic Spark. Our damage really starts popping off here now. It's a lot better. It just makes Blitz like. The only weapon that can really, without that can utilize Blitz really, really well is Medea, because it sort of is that built-in thing where like you special and apply Blitz, and then all your attacks that you have loaded in will pop and then pop the Blitz. A lot of the other builds have a hard time popping Blitz without Romantic Spark, and this one just you want to be sprinting, dashing all the time anyway, so it's just perfect. It's like the perfect place to utilize Romantic Spark. I hate those tornadoes because I lose hit points constantly. It's nice to see Icarus here. Pretty sure we get the 50 damage per. No, actually, no. I get armor on this run. That's right. So we get like I think 40 armor. It just keeps you safer. You don't really need it, but I just take it because it's better than the other options. Aren't really. I don't want to prime a ton more mana or anything with anything else that gets offered. I think we take Spiritual Affirmation here. Yeah. I'd rather a rarer Like, if you can get that epic, I think it's 25%. It's pretty crazy. It's really good. Now, they nerfed Hephaestus's hit point boon. It used to go to like, I think the epic one was like 40 or 45% before they nerfed it. I thought I didn't have a hammer here. That's why I was checking. I check every single one of my slots except where the hammer actually is. But I think I was still probably... All that would have gave me was like slightly faster rotation on my specials. So this is better off doing what I do anyway here. Just taking the coating. Hazard boom. If you're trying to be defensive, is the last thing you want to take. That's just really good with like crazy cast builds. Don't take it with Cersei, because you'll just cover the entire room with hazard boom. It's hard to stay alive that way. And this build that I'm doing, you can use on any aspect. You can even use it on like on the staffs. Like, what you want to do is you take Aphrodite's attack, and then you get the duo boon with Poseidon. That way you can have the infinite range, where it still does the full damage, and then you just go to town. It's really powerful. You get like 150% on that. It's pretty strong. Here I just take the dodge and speed. It helps with just both going around and zapping everything. I want to take hit points and damage too. If you're low on hit points coming into her, you definitely can just take the healing. That's also good. But if your hit points are looking okay like mine were, it's better to just take like extra dodge or extra hit points. And you definitely want to, like, when my Arcana, you saw that I played with the automatic charging. I think it's called Moon. Yeah. You definitely, if you can, want to get a God Sent Hex with this build. Now, there's like 3 or 4 of them that are good. If you're going Hestia, Hestia's does a lot of damage, and then that can kind of carry you through boss fights. If you do that 2 or 3 times, it'll kill pretty much any boss. It's even Typhon. It's super strong. And it's really good against Hercules and... yeah, it's really good against the 2 god fight, because... As you see, I take Dark Side. Moonwater is good if you have Poseidon, because obviously you just get so much extra healing and mana regeneration from it. But, yeah, the Hestia one's fine. It does so much damage. This one, however, I think is the best one if you're just trying to be safe, because I think people misread what Dark Side's actually for. Because it seems like an offensive thing, but the real part of it that's actually good is that it just makes you invulnerable for so long. And now, on top, with the heartthrobs built into it that you get from having an Aphrodite Godsend, it just turns like a defensive boon into like a crazy... Like, you just run up and hug bosses and melt them. It's insane. You'll get to see it here in this run. Double Menace is a pain in the butt. I hate fighting these dragons in this tiny little board. I've died so many times trying to do with, like, if you have Double Frenzy, Double Menace on, like, I think it's called Menace. But yeah, you get the the enemies from the next zone, next biome. I think at this point, I just keep putting all the... Yeah, I put that one in the extra armor, so it goes up to 125 or 150 armor. It just makes it even stronger at the beginning there. But yeah. So, yeah, I take the Uncanny Fortitude here at 30%. That's really strong. So I'm already over 300 hit points. Just getting out halfway through the run. So that's kind of like you just want a hit point stack and defensive boon stack. Basically all the way through Olympus. In the summit, you kind of just, take what you can get. Round out some stuff you're missing. Try to finish a legendary or maybe a dual boon you don't have there, but... You really want to have the build dialed in now, between now and the end of Olympus. This fight is her damage isn't too, like, if you have 350 hit points, as long as you don't just constantly stand in fire or run into the balls on the ground, the bombs, whatever you want to call them, you'll be fine. I take a lot of damage in this fight, but I still have a lot of hit points at the end. That's the worst enemy to get, is those stupid wyverns or whatever. They're just... No way, I guess I don't know what to call them, but they drop tons of the tornadoes. This is not a very big board. Tornadoes, whirlwinds, whatever, can be a huge problem. I didn't even have the Godsent yet, and Darkside's still pretty good in this fight because it lets me avoid the times when I would probably just take a ton of damage for no reason. The ability of Supay really lets you slow play boss fights. You don't have to like kill them to avoid damage. You can just avoid damage and then hit them when it's easy to hit them. See, like right here, I can just pop that and stand in the fire and ignore all those bombs in the ground. I would have took like 150 damage from those bombs probably if I just would have stood there without that turned on. You can just slowly whittle her down with all your lightning bolts as you sprint around, and it's hard to hit her with casts because she just like doesn't stay in the same spot for more than 3 seconds. But we got the kill there. It's pretty nice. We're gonna go into Olympus here with a lot of hit points, and there's still a lot of stuff we can add to this build. And like you could probably kill Typhon right now. You would still want more damage, obviously, but you have a lot of hit points, and Blitzen between just having Blitz and then like our duo boon and all of our lightning stuff with our rush and our Arctic ring, I think we would get it done. Yeah, we go for bring up the Godsent Hex here, buy a boon of Hermes. I thought about just ordering the sustenance for later, but every time I do that, my hit points are full when I come. So I just unless I already have a bunch of damage on me, I just don't do that anymore. Or like if you have a ton of money, ton of gold. Another thing, people like if you watch a really good player like Boded or even like a pretty good player like Halion, like you watch them, and they don't take the money burns. Like I think that Buried Treasure and the Hermes boon Quick Buck are like way underrated, especially if you can get them at a higher rarity. Especially Buried Treasure. You get an epic Buried Treasure, you're just getting like more than double your money. It's crazy. And if you get that early, you can just have so much money for later in the run. Like Sea Star's a little gimmicky. It can still be fun, but I don't think I would take it in any kind of serious run where I was trying to win. But I do take Buried Treasure and Quick Buck all the time if I get them early in a run, because it just like allows you to be able to buy all the heals and all the plus hit points that you want. Okay, I'm just planning my route out here. You just want to basically, as long as you can get through the Godsent Hex plus the one extra, you're fine. Anything else is just kind of gravy, but you just want to make sure that you get like anything that adds a little bit of damage or extra time to the hex is fine too. But like I said, the main thing, I'm just checking it out. There's some stuff you don't want on some of these hexes. Like if you're taking the really fun hex from Hera where you like reanimate dead people, Sun Worshipper I think it's called, right? Or no, Sun Worshipper is the duo boon. I can't remember what the one where you reanimate the dead people to fight for you is. But there's the worst thing you can take in there is when it says wherever you sprint, the enemy goes to. So like as you're running around, like the monster never hits anybody. It just continuously, whenever you sprint or dash, it just goes to you. So you basically make it so your summons do 0 damage. But with the Godsent Hexes now, I actually had a run where my 2 summons that I was getting did like 180,000 damage or something. They were like they were either the first or second on my damage meter. So that's actually like a valid build now, whereas it was pretty garbage before. So yeah, another boon of Hermes. Like success rate's good if we get double strike, but I don't think I actually get success rate on this run. Travel deals. Another thing too is if you can get some of the money, the money buffing boons early, then travel deal becomes a lot more appealing, and you can just get so many more boons. It's like you use 1 or 2 boons early in the run, and they're Hermes boons, so they're supposed to be supplementary anyway, not like building around your build unless you're going for Winner's Circle. So like they'll just get you. If you take those early and then you trade travel deal, you can get like 5 or 6 extra boons that I think maybe even more that way. So this build is really starting to, it just, especially now, like I can just pop that and then run through everybody along with my blitz and my just melting everything. You're so safe with this many hit points in this aspect because you can just drop Arctic rings and just run, and nothing's going to be hitting you. And if they do, like I said, you have a billion hit points, and you have armor every beginning of every run. I think I just take the You just want the best hammer for this is just an extra projectile on your, since they took the one away. If you can just get 2 special projectiles all the time, that's the way to go. Having your Omega special last longer is good, and the boon that or not the boon, the hammer that gives you like 5 power on your specials and your attack as long as your sprinting is pretty good too. Those are the 3 hammers I look for all the time. The clean candle's good too, where you charge your special Omega special faster and save mana. And right here, I was thinking about cold storage or plentiful forge again. Then I saw that I didn't have a flourish yet, and with that boon, that Zeus Duo boon, this really starts to pop off here. You see, like all this stuff starts getting hit by lightning every time my specials freeze it in place for a second. I don't think I end up getting it, but getting the extra freezing time would be amazing with what I have going on now too. Just for room clear purposes. Look at that. Yeah, it's getting really good. I wish I would air quality would have really made this pop off too. I don't get static shock either. So there's definitely room for improvement on this run. But because this run wasn't even optimal in any or even close to it, and you'll see like on 32 Fear, it's very safe. You just got to just keep moving and popping your special and dropping your casts, and if you get Dark Side, just use Dark Side whenever you're in trouble, whenever you think you're gonna get squished. You can do so much work with that. I mean, the damage without the Godsend Hex, the damage is really low on Dark Side, but that doesn't even matter because you're invulnerable for so long. I don't remember what I take. Oh yeah, I take Quick Buck. Just because my money's not looking that great here, so. Also, you're not really dashing. You're sprinting. Nimble Limbs isn't really going to do anything for you. Not at 10%. If it was like 25%, you might take it, but I don't even remember what I get here. Oh yeah, I take Task Force. I'd like that a little. So now I have 3 Godsend Hexes during Guardian fights, or just 2 during every room. Yeah, I use that extra money just to grab this right now, so I can finish this out. But yeah, I don't even know which I like better. I think that Zeus has more boons that you will just want overall, I think. So Zeus is probably a little better than Hestia, but Hestia does have some built-in defense too. Like if you end up getting her cast for your Scorch proccing, then you can try to go into her legendary, which blocks projectiles and stuff, and that's fine. It's a little hard to get, I think, but Slow Cooker and Hot Pot are very good. I mean, obviously Hot Pot's a good defensive boon, especially if you have Aphrodite already. And if you took the dodge stuff from Hermes, you can get a lot of dodge that way. You get like 10% dodge or something, or 12% dodge with a good Hot Pot. And here, we just roll into Wispy Wiles. I don't think it's even... Yeah, it's not actually ready yet. I think I only had 5 wind, but I make sure to just get another wind here and give myself... I think I have like 30-some% dodge going into the last fight, maybe even higher. I'm not sure if that was correct there, taking the buff, taking the palm. It might have been better just to take the 30-some mana. And well, yeah, I think it comes to 30 mana with the Spiritual Affirmation from Aphrodite. And then that 30 mana will turn into like 6 or 7 extra HP. Which I don't know how those multiply each other, which order that happens, to be honest with you. So when that gives you the extra HP, I think that goes first because you don't even have the mana yet. So I think once that gives you the mana, then I think you probably just get the extra hit points from Hephaestus. So like everything stacks crazy. So if you have, that's another good reason to just take Buried Treasure or Quick Buck at high rarity, because like you can just keep buying all the mana ups, max mana, max hit point potions that you see. not potions, but you know, boon rewards, because it just lets you build your hit points and your mana up even higher really fast. I think, yeah, I take Stextra on my Heaven Strike here. Go to the shop here. Look like I'm already, I think I go over 400 hit points here. Yeah, but we got my Wispy Wilds. No, I guess I don't here. I just put extra on my Thunder Rush. Like, you get so much damage from your rush. You'll see it in the stats at the end, but this fight's by any means is really hard. But yeah, the Prometheus, I couldn't remember his name earlier. Prometheus Heracles fight is you're just gonna, on Double Frenzy, you're just gonna take damage. They just move too quick. Even on Supay, where you're going around really fast, I think I took some extra move speed earlier from Hermes, right? So like, even with that, this is still a hard fight. I think I take like 200 damage maybe in this fight or something like that. I've won this fight before, taking like 450 damage from 500 hit points. It's really crazy. It's really good with the way we have the build set up to try to keep them clustered like this, so you can just drop your cast and shoot everybody with lightning bolts. Also, you can just hug them. But that proc was a little poorly timed, but it's okay. Darkside can save your butt in the Simon Says phase here. Also, if you know you're getting distracted by Heracles or something, and you'd miss which direction it's going, you can just pop your Darkside and let the waves go past. I mean, you can be somebody like someone who's really good at the game, like one of the speedrunners or Boated or somebody who can just iframe those every single, just dash through them every time and not get hit. But I'm really bad at that. I don't even try to do that. I'll just die. So yeah, this fight's just going as it always goes. Just going to keep moving and applying blitz, hitting them with lightning bolts from your rush or whatever you got have on your rush. That's the other thing too, is if you're on Poseidon, you have to just like dash right into their face, and you take a lot more damage. At least I do. Now, like the water balloon in this fight's actually really good. You can do a ton of damage with it. I've done that run before. Probably at 32 fear, maybe a little lower, but yeah, I just melt them here with this. It's crazy how much damage you can do with this Godsent Hex. So many extra lightning bolts from our special, just applying freeze. It's so good. But they don't actually stay still from the I think freeze just slows them down by a certain percentage, like 50% or 20% or something. I think we're out of Godsent Hexes now, but it doesn't matter. The fight's basically over. No, yeah, Prometheus is down. Heracles is actually not very dangerous at all when Prometheus is dead, because he's really easy to dodge. But if you're having to deal with Prometheus and his BS, then Heracles can get you with like some whirlwinds and just kind of stun lock you against a wall or like knock you into the fire. It can be a real problem. But so this is the best newbie or just like lesser skilled player like myself. If you're trying to run higher fear, this is just. It doesn't put out the most damage. It doesn't really do anything the best, but it allows you to just focus on movement. You know, and it's really good with on-hit stuff like applying blitz, or just like having a rush that does things, or just putting either Poseidon Splash or like, you know, Scorch on your special, anything like that. You can get away with like a high. They did buff the damage on that since they slowed it down, so you can get away with putting like Aphrodite, or I would never take Ares if you're just trying to do one of these builds and be really safe. I mean, you could try to take him as your damage output, but it's not going to be as good as you definitely. I think if you're going to go with like 3 defensive gods, you definitely want to have Zeus or Hestia, because they can just by themselves apply enough damage to win a fight. But like I said, you see, like this isn't even the max HP build. This is kind of like the. It's good, they're probably about equally defensive purpose-wise because you can get Demeter's like freeze, which is obviously really good, but then you can also get like Snow Queen, which I don't like Snow Queen with Hephaestus. Like I said, it just kind of ruins the point of his armor at the beginning, the security warning or whatever it's called. So your best bet. I don't even know what I take here. Oh, I just take the extra speed on my channel. I don't need any more hex stuff, Path of Stars, so I go ahead and get Zeus on that. There's still like a bunch of Zeus spoons if you want. Probably 4 or 5 Zeus spoons we can take. That would improve our build. The Static Shock's probably the biggest thing we're missing. That and Double Strike. I think we get Double Strike right here. So look how you just melt that. Like, it's so good. I have a feeling they might slow down how fast you get hearts on that, or maybe lower the damage of the hearts or something. And it'd still be good if they do that. Right now it's just absurd. It's just like your boss melter. If you just have that plus 400 hit points, you're not going to lose a boss fight because you can just melt the boss before they get boss to do that much damage to you. Which is kind of what I show here in this. Like, oh yeah, I have epic Static Shock. The rarity on Static Shock barely matters, to be honest with you. But having an epic Double Strike is really good. Now I wish I would have gotten success rate, because it would be crazy. You'd have like 33% chance to Double Strike with all these lightning bolts, but it's fine. Our build has really come together now. We just have so much lightning going all over everything. And the freeze just holding everything still. I don't think there's anything more you wanted from Demeter, so yeah, we just go over. I mean, like, I checked right there to see how many water elements I had, because I would have went for Frosty Veneer if I had enough, but I think I only had 4. So no Frosty Veneer. Ooh. See what I mean? Like, you don't really want to like stack hit barriers with his armor ability at the beginning of the round. It just doesn't. The security warning doesn't really. It's really anti-synergistic. Luckily, I stopped sprinting long enough that it hit my armor and didn't pop my dodge on my. Look how much damage it just did there. You just wait for. You just go. You just become invincible and rain down terror on them with the heart throbs. It's so good. So I take a ton of damage in this fight too. I mean, this fight's really easy for Supay when there's no shadow, but with the shadow it makes it so that you just get hit by the stupid little guys just spitting at you from really far away. There's really no way to dodge it because you're paying attention to everything else, and you just get hit for 20 at a time or whatever it is. But I don't even remember what we get here. Oh yeah, I take Healthy Rebound because I think that I have the 60% minimum life for full recovery, but upon further, I was like probably 10 hit points short at least, so it doesn't do anything. I could have taken Sweet Surrender. It would have been good, a 20% stronger weakness or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm like, as soon as I did that, I'm like, damn it. At least I know that if I take the sustenance here, that between that and the Healthy Rebound, I'll be full health leaving here. I didn't have enough. Like the prior run when I was testing this build, I had like 2,000 gold coming in here and just bought everything. But I didn't get an epic buried treasure in the first room of this run, so. Say quick bucket, that's only an extra 20%. That doesn't really make you rich like buried treasure does. Buried treasure just is so good if you get it early. You don't want to take it after like too far into the second biome, but if you can get it in Aphira, it's super good. Oh yeah, for the trinket we definitely use knuckle bones here. It's just for safety purposes. You're just gonna. It basically just gets rid of the first whole segment against the first whole phase against Typhon. This fight's pretty easy. His fight's pretty hard now on the rivals fight. Now, if you're not comfortable with Frenzy, you probably can just take both Frenzies off. Take the 4th point of rivals, and put take two other random things, maybe grit or pain, but I enjoy the rivals fights, and I think if you're just stacking this much hit points, the first 3 rivals fights are pretty doable. This 4th one, like, I die 50% of the time in the little girl phase where you turn into a little girl, so I just if I'm trying to do a high fear run, I just don't do that. I've beaten him a bunch of times on like lower fear, but like I said, I don't take it on the high fear runs. It's just a pain in the butt. Especially if you're like, yes, I'm on 40 fear, made it all the way here, and then you just die because you get turned into a little girl and suck at dodging all the attacks. That's me. I'm not good at dodging that right there. When I'm in the little girl form, you're out in the middle of the screen just trying to dodge that. I don't actually take that much damage in this fight. Well, I think I probably would have taken like another 150 damage, but I have so much dodge here. Yeah, I'll pause it on the screen here so you can look at the whole build here when it pops up. It's such a good right here, so you can see. Yeah, that's the build. So I'm gonna post this on. This is gonna be up on YouTube. So hopefully some people see this. You can please leave comments. Tell me if there's anything you think I should have did different, or if you've tried it and worked good for you. So that's it though. I'll be making more videos and more content. I'm gonna post the other build still. That's going to be the one with Hestia and Poseidon. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Thanks.